This is a walkthrough of where I am right now with my customizations of tabline. Um, just to walk through the what my priorities are is, first of all, unlike the default timeline, I really want things to look pretty much just like in the browser or in my terminal, where all my tabs are fixed in order and I move them around, so I track what position things are in. So the first changes I made were to make a simple fixed position tab similar to what I'm expecting. I tend to also want to filter out almost all of the special buffers and focus on files and a few other ones, and there's some configuration to pick extra modes or file name patterns that I want to include in. I only wanted a closed tab on the active tab, again, just like what I'm used to in other apps. I wanted to do drag and drop of the tabs, just move them around. The ordering should be persistent, so when we save it, I want it saved in the desktop, and then restored when I come back again. I kind of wanted a modified buffer marker that looks similar to Atom or several of the other editors, with a little kind of star or circle. So I've added that on as well. I want a minimal interface, no unnecessary visual clutter. I don't want to add in icons for file types. I think that doesn't add much information. I just want the minimum here to make everything functional for me. And you can see my normal style preference is just a sort of a simple colors and just gray things out when they're not selected, and to minimize visual distraction. Let's see. As I kind of moved along, I went from just using the basic tabline mode to turning on group support. I'll give a demo of that piece when we get there. I've actually wired in a very small button to control all of this, which you can see in the upper left-hand corner. And finally, when I gotten that far, I realized that I could integrate in a lot of the functionality in tab bar as well as tabline all into this one interface. So at this point, the project has moved a little bit beyond customization and closer to being an actual package of its own. But here's where I'm at. So start off with, let's just do some basic switching. So off to my grocery list, my particular org thing. So this works pretty much the way the baseline tabs worked, except as you can notice, as I select things, unlike what would happen on tabline, they don't move anywhere. They just stay put. Now tracking. So if you open up a file so right now I am grouped actually by org files. I'm only showing the org files. Let's open up something that's not an org file, an HTML file. You'll see immediately when I open up the HTML file, my tab switch, because I tracked it, and I'm actually now in a filtering mode where I'm looking at only all the HTML files I happen to have around. So let's go back again, because I have to find my demo actually. Let's filter by org. There you are. So one of the big things for me was I do want to occasionally move my tabs around, and this all supports drag and drop for my tabs. Here you go, back tab. In addition, there's a context menu with some shifting, copying the path, reorder the tabs by usage, which just basically puts them in whatever order buffer list I actually had them in. Let's go grab that name, copy the path, and I'm going to paste it over here. Here comes Yank. There you are. You'll also kind of know as I've been going along, when I modify the file, I get a lovely little orange dot that shows me that I'm modified. If it's inactive, it grays out. Here we go, come back again. I'm saving the file, it's gone. Now, I've already demonstrated this a little bit, but this is integrated with the various grouping options that are there. So the default ones are by mode type. So here, right now I'm showing all org, all text files, all list files, etc. I added a couple extensions on, so I have files, and this just returns back all the buffers that are file based and not that have a file backing. And here you can see, because there are a lot of them, the default horizontal scroll options that are sitting in the tabline package. The other option which I have, and I want to pick something up, is this is integrated with project. So if you're in a file that's a part of a project, you can do a filter, and here this is just showing all the buffers that are open, the ones that belong to this particular SQL line project. So let's go back to my or view and find my demo. Oh, and of course, all important, we can close, but we can always close a tab using the standard actions. Finally, this is sort of the last extension I actually was implementing. This interface allowed the ability to actually graph some interesting things on. So I put views here. I'm going to make a new view. Let's go off and switch to it. I want to first of all point out that I've integrated with the mode line. So down here, it always tells you what view you're in. Here we are. Let's go back to default. And you can see now this is where you always start. And also up here, when we're in this view, I've changed the icon that I use so that it has a little screen guy rather than the filter one. So here we are in new view. In new view, when we start off, we really have, you'll notice that we have no files basically. The only thing we have is a scratch button because the buffer lists are, although there's one common pool of buffer lists, actually emacs, the buffers that the tabs understand are all isolated between views, as are the window configurations. So let's add somebody back in again. Here's my tab config. Here's the actual code. I put up a little iMenu. You can see there. I'm now going to go switch back to my default view. Here I'm over here, and I'm going to go back to my demo actually. All right, let's go back to my new view. Here I am again, back to default view, my demo. These are pretty simple. They each hold window configuration buffer lists. As you visit a buffer in a view, it gets added on, and then it's there from then on until you close it down. And these are also deletable too, just sort of the same, except for default. The same. So there we go. Now we're back to default again. And that is it for now. The remaining things for me to do actually is a little out of date here. I'm still working on the persistence for the view layers to get those to save as well into the desktop file, and that's probably going to be about it for this. But at this point, for this, it's as I said, it's straddling the line between customization and becoming a package on its own. Anyway, thanks for watching.